And welcome back to All Over the Map. Thanks for tuning in. On this episode, we've got news of the day for the 8th of July, 2023. It's a game that we bring to you on a GeoGuessr map that features news events, sports events, interesting events, and some travel events from around the world. We try to find it on a GeoGuessr map. So we're going to get into this game and we're going to play this one as a no time limit, moving, panning, zooming allowed challenge. We normally play it this way. The play along link, if you want to play along, is in the description below, as is the news events that we talk about in this game. Those articles are linked in the description below. If you could hit the like button, we'd really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. If you could just do that right now, we'd really love it if you did that. It would be fantastic. All right, so let's figure out where we're going to first. We've got an interesting tower of sorts, and we've been here before. And where we're going to start, this is actually a church in, I think it's a church. It is a church. An interesting looking church on a sandy island. And why are we talking about this? We're on news of the day for the 8th of July. It is a Saturday. It is summer time in the Northern Hemisphere. It's vacation time, and we're coming to the island in Finland. So this is a travel thing, and an interesting article that we found in the major news source of Finland, and it's 8 islands to visit in Finland this summer. It's the most read, actually, domestic news in Finland today on the 8th of July. Finland has 1,000 islands, but these are some of the most fun to visit. The article by Matthew Schilke. Visiting islands is one of the joys of the Finnish summer. I'm sure a lot of you from Finland could attest to this on your vacation, your holidays. Comment down below on if you're on one of these islands or you're visiting an island and where we should go if we're from around the world and we're visiting Finland, whether you want a remote lighthouse outpost or a convenient but maritime city park. This is our list of the best Finnish islands to visit this summer, and it has you covered. So we've got islands near Helsinki, near Espoo, Tervasaari in Helsinki, and Hailautu in Oulu, or near Oulu. And this is where we are, turning attention northwards. Hailautu near Oulu is the largest island on the Bay of Bothnia, while an ice road connects the population of under 1,000 to the mainland in winter, which is pretty cool. I didn't know this. Ferries provide more reliable transport and are also available in the summer. So you can cross this on an ice road. Is that true? That's pretty interesting. Here's the church that I think we're at in this location. But the Gulf of Bothnia here, yeah, a lot of people must visit this sandy location, as we've had in one of my GeoGuessr games before. And let's try to find out where this island is on the map. So as you see, Finland, this is the travel section of today's news event, I guess. Islands up here near Oulu, Hailautu. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's my best guess. And I think we're near the church. There we are, near the church. As we see here, the Bay of, or the Gulf, I was always near the Gulf of Bothnia. They say the Bay of Bothnia. Maybe that's up here at the bay, towards that end. But as we see here, different islands. Great, great article. And it's interesting. The reason why I included it is because of the #1 most read news article in Finland. So we've talked about this before. I'm not so sure if we've talked about it on this channel or not. But the happiness. Finland is the happiest country on the planet, and there's reasons for that because their #1 news article of the day on their major news station is discovering 8 islands in Finland. So can't get better than that. I think that's where we are near Oulu, one of my favorite towns in Finland, and that's exactly where we are. All right, so for the travel section, we got that one. Next one is we're traveling a little further to the south, I guess the southwest. We've got an interesting flag here, and we've got the Orkney Distillery. Why are we in the Orkney Islands? The Orkney Islands, part of the United Kingdom, right? Well, maybe not. So, for the 3rd time in half a century, Orkney, the Orkney Islands, the UK, has raised the issue of its Nordic origins and an apparent desire to embrace them once more. Earlier this week, the Orkney Islands Council voted on a motion to begin exploring options of autonomy, looking beyond UK and Scottish borders to Nordic connections. There's actually links here on this article to CNBC articles and stuff like this. But anyway, the Orkney Island group, which is located 10 miles from the north coast of Scotland, may seek to become a Norwegian territory. Similar motion was passed in the Shetland Islands in 2020. Could this be the latest constitutional crisis to rock the United Kingdom? Well, I'd love to know from you down below what you think. Do you think Scotland should be its own country? Do you think Orkney should be its own country? Do you think Orkney should be part of Norway? Anyway, Orkney and Shetland were part of the Norwegian and Danish kingdoms until their annexation by Scotland in 1472. If you didn't know that, I didn't. Orcadians and Shetlanders do not identify as Norwegians or Danes today, but they retain distinct identities, which for some, though not all, include this aspect of Norse heritage. So, yeah, so this is a great article. It goes into greater detail, links to some YouTube articles, the back to Scandinavia, how it's part of Scandinavia and all this stuff. This is actually a great website, The Conversation, academic rigor, journalist flair. If you have, this provides a little more detail for those of you who like detail. I certainly like detail, but this author, Matthew Nicholson, PhD candidate in history, great article, gives a lot of detail, a lot of insight to this. As there was a motion here, you can even click onto the actual notice of motion here, links to the PDF, which is pretty cool. But for our game, we want to find out where the Orkney Islands are, where this location is, and if this location, these folks driving on the left-hand side, by the way, on Twitter, check out my Twitter page, connect with me on Twitter, because I did, I don't think it was Norway, it was Sweden, last time when Sweden moved from the left-hand side to the right-hand side of the road, driving. A lot of great content up there. Also, check out my t-shirt store. Going to grow into an Outfitters, I believe. My kids want me to do Outfitters or merchandise or whatever. But check that out as well. It's a shameless plug, but, you know, hey, I've got to do it. Anyway, there's the Google card, by the way. But let's find out where these Orkney Islands are and if they should become. Here's the Shetland Islands. So here's Shetland, Faroe Islands, Norway. And then we've got the Orkney Islands. So it's close to John O'Groats, which is the northernmost point in the United Kingdom, at least, that you can drive to, I believe, or something. I've seen that before on a couple different YouTubers' channels. But Kirkwall is where we are. Orkney Islands, should they become part of Norway? Should they become autonomous? Just as much as Scotland voted for, I think, independence, I believe. But I want to know your thoughts on this. If you have any history around this, or better yet, have you been to the Orkney Islands? Well, we're here on all over the map right now, and there's the distillery right there. The distillery's right there. Helgi's. Do we notice any Norse words here? St. Magnus, Butterstani. I don't know. Do we notice any Stennis? Ireland. But anyway, Orkney Islands, should they become autonomous, their own country, or should they become part of Norway? Comment down below. I want to hear from you. It's a good thing about the interactive part of this channel is to interact, especially on news. My thought, I think they should, if they want autonomy, go for it. Have at it. Have fun with it. I think it probably serves them better to be part of a country like UK or Norway, but you know, want to be independent, that's fine with me. That's my take, my 2 cents. Maybe I should start something, my 2 cents. Anyway, let's get off to the third news article of the day. We got a big sphere. Why is this important? Well, it's not really important, it's just interesting. It's an interesting news event of the day because it's getting a lot of press in the United States at the moment, probably the world. But we've got this futuristic entertainment venue in Las Vegas. So for, again, summer holiday tourist season, a lot of you like to travel. We'll include some travel stuff. Go to Orkney Islands, come here to Las Vegas, and visit the world's largest spherical structure, which is pretty crazy. I saw something on Twitter or someplace where it turned into a giant eye. So I'm not sure if I would want to see walking down Las Vegas at night after having a few drinks and then walking and seeing this giant eyeball. I don't know about that. I saw it also had a basketball, which was pretty cool. I like that, or a football, but I don't know about an eye. It squats on the Las Vegas skyline like an enormous spaceship, black and mysterious until night falls when it will glow like the Earth from space. The MSG Sphere won't open to the public for almost 3 more months when U2 christens the entertainment venue with a series of concerts, but the anticipation is growing. 366 feet tall and 516 feet wide, it's billed as the world's largest spherical structure. LED lights it up, and the exterior is fitted with over a million hockey puck-sized LEDs. Yeah, so this is interesting to say the least. There's the Venetian, so you stand out on the balcony, or I guess there's no balcony, but if you look outside of your hotel window and see the sphere, pretty interesting. Really not sure what's in it. What are my thoughts on it? Just another thing that Las Vegas produces that's weird and wacky. By the way, we should do a weird and wacky game on all over the map sometime soon. If you got any thoughts on that, I'd love to hear from you. Where is this sphere? Well, let's take a look. We're looking south, the Venetian, and maybe a little further north. I've only been to Las Vegas in east. So the sphere's right here. I've only been to Las Vegas in the airport. So I haven't actually been on the strip or anything like that. Do I have any desire to with kids and stuff? Nah, not really. Maybe to drive through and go to Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. But let's go there. Let's go. Okay, there's the sphere. Near the park. Near the Wynn Golf Course. The Wynn Resort. But yeah, if you've been to Las Vegas, love to know what the places to visit, places to go. Would I visit? Again, probably drive through on the way to the Grand Canyon, which is over here, not too far away from Las Vegas. Or Death Valley National Park. Ski-Doo. There we are. The Sphere, Las Vegas. All right, we are off to a sports event of the day. We've got center court at Wimbledon. Wimbledon might be featured in this game again. I don't know. But why is it being featured today? Well, it's all an interesting news article after 500 days after the invasion, which is interesting. That's been 500 days. The invasion of Ukraine. Russian, Belarusian stars are playing at Wimbledon. So I don't think they were playing last year. But anyway, a year after tennis players from Russia and Belarus were banned from playing at Wimbledon following the invasion of Ukraine, organizers have accepted entries from players from the two countries for the 2023 Grand Slam tournament if they have complied with appropriate conditions and compete as neutral athletes. I guess this is kind of confusing for me. I didn't realize you go to Wimbledon to compete as a neutral athlete. I didn't realize you go as a country. I guess it's maybe a pride thing. I don't know. I play tennis every once in a while. I'm not good at it. But you go there. I don't know. I mean, does it matter if you have an American flag next to your name? I guess it would, to promote for tennis players in your country. I don't know. I'm at a point where I go different ways on this. I can understand it on one hand. On the other hand, how many countries, United States even, gone and invaded countries, and this wasn't the deal, right? Like you couldn't show that you're from the United States at the Olympics after Iraq and different things like this. So I don't know. I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy in this. I get it. I understand it, but I don't know. I just think sport should be sport. Leave it alone. Just let players play. I don't really care about the flags. I mean, I guess it could be prideful that an American would win. That would be cool. I think it's been a long time on the men's side at least. But I don't know. It's just let the players play. Let the coaches coach. and let the spectators spectate. That's the way it is for me. And anyway, just a couple things to note there. Love to know your thoughts on that. And it's been 500 days, which again, I'm just more of a simple person, wants peace, goodwill, and cheer. And anywhere around the world, I think people ought to be able to freely move about, as they say, move about the cabin, freely move about the world and see different things, explore, and get on with each other. That's the way I see it. That's my 2 cents for this round, which is taking place in London, which is west of London, which is on the things for us to do, different things. My daughter says she wants to go see Fulham Football Club. Something about Fulham, I'm not sure. Maybe the fact that there's a couple Americans there at Craven Cottage. Well, how far is Craven Cottage away from Wimbledon? Wimbledon? I know a lot of Americans like to say Wimbledon. Not that far away, actually. Just south of Fulham. King's College. And where is this lawn club? The All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. There we go. There's center court at Wimbledon. That's where we were. And let's get off to the fifth and final round. After take a sip of water. And why? So we're at the Warren County Prison, now hiring. Well, they might be hiring after this. This is one of the crazy stories, and a story that maybe folks out there, because there's probably a lot of geodetectives that watch this, could help find. No, not find for the job there, for the Warren County Jail, but finding out about where this guy is, Michael Burnham, a U.S. inmate with survivalist skills in Pennsylvania jailbreak. This has happened, I guess, overnight, maybe? No, Thursday, overnight on Thursday. A suspected murderer with survivalist skills has broken out of a Pennsylvania jail by climbing on exercise equipment, okay, and now is the subject of a multi-state manhunt. Great. He escaped from a jail in Warren near a huge forest overnight Thursday. The public has been told to be vigilant and report suspicious people. Okay. He was last seen wearing an orange white striped jumpsuit, Croc shoes, and a jail-issued blue denim jacket. Well, chances are, would he be changing? Maybe. This is probably what he was wearing here. Officials say the jail noticed that he was missing on Friday morning. It's like one of those old shows of either Knight Rider or the Dukes of Hazzard, or these old 1980s shows that, was a little young but watched these shows growing up, where they would escape from the jail, escape from the prison, and the cop was there sleeping for hours upon hours and waking up and it's like, everybody's gone. They stole the keys from the cop. Like, just, this is interesting to me. Interesting in the sense that this could happen this day and age. Seems like a movie. He used bed sheets that he tied together to lower himself off the roof. We have no indication that he's being assisted by anyone at this point, but he's familiar with the area and is a survivalist and has survivalist skills. Okay. It's near the Allegheny National Forest, 515,000 acres, which is huge. Aircrafts, all terrain vehicles being used. Residents be told to stay inside. In May, he was arrested in South Carolina for the 4-day manhunt there. He was taken into custody after two people called FBI saying he'd kidnapped them and drove them to the city of North Charleston from Pennsylvania. So yeah, if you see this guy or try to find this guy, I know there's some geodetectives. Here's the jail that he broke out of. So I guess he escaped from the roof. Take a look at this. So there's the jail. All right, so he got up to the roof. So you take a look at this. Just bringing you some one thing of GeoGuessr and playing this game, and my fascination with maps and locations and clues. There's the jail. I'm sure that's where the jail. So he escaped up here. I'm sure he probably jumped down out of here. Which direction would he go? He likely could have gone up here to the woods. I don't know if this is where the heck was this thing? Was that a tank? Ha! Maybe he's on this thing. What is this? What is this? What do we got here? The discoveries that we find on all over the map, folks. Maybe he's in this vehicle escaping. What is going on in Warren, Pennsylvania? But anyway, maybe he took off this way up into the woods. Well, let's find out where Warren, Pennsylvania is. Again, the links to these news articles are in the description below. But Warren, Pennsylvania there's the Allegheny National Forest. There's Warren. Not much around here. Even though this is the East Coast, I mean, there's towns, but look at this. You get lost. So this guy could be going into something like this. He could come out of one, two, a lot of different directions here. Go into the forest, get lost. Wow. So anyway, here's Warren. We're looking northwest from. Okay, so this is northwest. I think this is, so he's probably going up this way, but that's north. That's not towards the national forest. But this stuff for me fascinates me, folks. Maybe not necessarily the fact that somebody escaped prison, but just trying to locate and find somebody like this. I'm sure maybe a bunch of you too. Warren Historic District. Here's the, well, wait, is this the jail? This might be the jail there. So he escaped probably northwest up to here, my guess. Because you're gonna have to cross. He's gonna have to cross the river. By the way, is that a Tim Hortons? It's a Canadian donut shop. Wow. Okay. So yeah, interesting one here. Let's go for that. That is the Warren County Jail. Maybe they do need somebody else, but yeah, interesting. This is that's an interesting one. So hey, anybody want to manhunt find on the internet? Now's your time to do it. Be very helpful for the folks in Warren, Pennsylvania, and for the people that he's hurt. So let's figure out what we got here. We got 24993 Orkney Islands, the Finnish Islands, Wimbledon, Las Vegas, and Warren, Pennsylvania for the news of the day on the 8th of July, 2023. With that said, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.